Why is this not working? Okay, so go to your Instagram profile and then go to new stream. Okay. It's literally talking. Okay, so I am here and I'm really excited to speak with you guys. I am trying to make sure that I am doing this daily, and I know that there's a lot of things that um, asking questions about. I'm interested to really talk about all of the things that are beneficial to our business. One of the things that I think that people just don't really talk about enough is free resources, and I think we're always trying to be a gatekeeper in a way about our resources, and I'm not one of them. I'm not a gatekeeper. So I wanna make sure that I'm giving you guys the opportunity to just ask questions and feel free to, just chat with me. So I released over the weekend a business operational toolkit. I think that one of the things, I was really focused on was making sure that businesses have the information they need from start to finish. It's really more like a wellness check assessment as well as giving them the overall, ability to make sure that you are seeing the spaces in your business that you can automate, spaces in your business that you can actually do on your own, and just really to talk through the client onboarding, the tools that you should be using or that I use that has worked for other businesses, and just really just talk about, all of the benefits that really just come into running a business. I have released this toolkit because I really like to give free information. I love to make sure that people know about what you can do. And When I say that, I mean, what tools are the best tools to use? What systems do you actually put in place as a business owner? And what exactly does balance really look like? I will love to start with talking about the systems because I think that a lot of people don't really talk about the systems that they're using because they're trying to gatekeep it, but this is not that space. We're not going to gatekeep. First system that I would always recommend is a CRM. A CRM system can be anything that is to just house your systems, such as house your contacts. So that's going to be a recommendation of mine is SweetDash. SweetDash has been one of the absolute best client portals that I've used. SweetDash has the ability to send proposals, invoices. It has a custom client portal and it's white labeled, so you don't have to worry about making things look like another company. It's all your branding, it's all your personality, it's what you create it to be. There are processes around that that will be beneficial for you because once a client is onboarded, you can have them complete a flow, which is something that is dedicated to them doing one step-by-step process on getting them onboarded. There's a lot of touch points that can be automated within the process that I really love. Um, and to be honest, I really just find the value in automating processes, but also having the personal touches in personal areas. So once a client is onboarded for me, I also send them a gift, which is something I personally send out because I think it's valuable for people to be able to just feel welcomed in a way where they're not like overwhelmed. Like there's going to be new systems that you have to introduce to them, but you want to make sure that they are feeling welcomed by giving them a gift. So I give onboarding. The other thing is when I am using systems like Sweet Dash, I want to make sure that people are not confused with the process. So I always like to put videos and insert like personalized messaging so that they can feel comfortable going through the process. Now, Moxie is another system that I love to use. Moxie has been amazing in the sense of sending proposals and actually tracking transactions and connecting it to QuickBooks and things like that is great. SweetDash does the same thing, but Moxie has been a easier location for me to do that. I love Moxie. I feel like Moxie is really the simplified version of what businesses need. It doesn't give you crazy, "Oh my gosh, I have to set this up, I have to set this up, I have to set this up." It just makes everything streamlined. So those are the CRMs that I would highly recommend you setting up. The other system would be your project tracking. So you wanna be able to have a tool that will be easy for you to track your tasks, track your daily life, and also to just track your clients and projects that your team is gonna be assisting with. If you do have a team, amazing. This is a tool that would be great. ClickUp is a space that has saved me because I've literally managed everything from my business to my personal life. So my daily tasks are in there, my reminders for just my husband and I are in there. We utilize it on a daily basis. So those are the systems that I really focus on. So just to recap, we talked about the CRM. The CRM would be either SweetDash or Moxie. Of course, I recommend a ton more. Dubsado is one of the great ones as well. Honeybook is also good as well. But if you're looking for something more optimized and something that is very rich and high quality, I would say SweetDash is that, and then Moxie would be the second runaround. Dubsado also can be the third if you want to have a third runner-up. And then we talked about the project team management tool, which I highly recommend ClickUp. I know there have been talks about Asana, Trello, Monday.com, and all the things. There have been talks about Asana, Trello, Monday.com, and all the things. Really and truly, nothing touches ClickUp in any aspect. ClickUp has been one of the absolute game changers in my business. I'm able to set up automations. I can send emails out via regular tasks. I can actually have my team track their time. I can see a dashboard view of all my tasks. My team tracks hours. All of the things are inside of there, and I love using that system. And then the other great place that I love to do all the things is inside of the task, I like to comment and just keep an audit of what's going on, which has been very helpful for me. I love the fact that the tools that I'm recommending are either gonna be free for you or you can pay for the premium options, but how are you actually tracking your expenses? I know that there are bookkeepers like my girl Tax Minded Bookkeeper and other bookkeepers that I know use QuickBooks, and they use QuickBooks for the reasons of it's just quality, but it's cost I guess it's a little bit more cost effective in a way if you're having a successful running business, it's really good to kind of get that tool. But if you wanted to do a free um, transaction tracker or accounting tracker, I would suggest Wave Apps. So Wave Apps has been a great system that I've been using to track my daily receipts, my daily transactions. At the end of the year, I also do a P&L, which is a profit and loss statement. Those are words that your accountant will love. Okay. Your accountant will love to see that you have a profit and loss statement. And so, with that being said, I'm able to constantly be able to make sure that my daily transactions are reconciled. I like to go through the transaction. And if I buy a tool, I categorize it as a software. And then that's how I can manage the spending that I'm doing each month. And then I can see that over year and year. So just to recap again, we talked about the CRMs, which is SweetDash and Moxie. We talked about the project tracking tool, which is ClickUp, and we just recommended some QuickBooks, some accounting tools, which is QuickBooks and also Wave Apps. Now, the next system that I'm going to recommend is going to be for your human resources. It's going to be for your team when you're onboarding them. Gusto. Gusto has been the easiest team payroll system I've ever used. It helps me to track my international team members as well as my local team members. Gusto is a game changer. So with Gusto, what I do is I sign up for yes, so, thank you so much, Hope. See, she said Wave Accounting gets props too. I think it's a great tool. Gusto is excellent because it is absolutely useful for any company. You can use it if you are a contractor just trying to, get your contractors paid. You can use it for, if you're a corporation, it's very useful. I've set up all of my international clients or contractors on there. They get paid. Now, the only biggest con that I have about it is their processing time. Their processing time based on the plan that you're on is going to be a little bit longer for your international contractors. It does take about, I would say, anywhere from 4 to 7 days for them to get paid. But if you're planning ahead, you're able to be able to schedule out those payments ahead of time. But Gusto has been a great place for me to start off the actual team management. So when I go through the process of onboarding a new team member, I send them an offer letter through Gusto. And once they accept the offer, they can self onboard, meaning that they can send in their W-9s, they're able to fill out the forms, and the great thing is that it actually sends the information to the government. I don't have to go to my tax prep place or whatever it is because I don't actually know where that goes. But I don't have to go there because the system does it itself. So it's an amazing space for just you being able to onboard a team member without the hassle of thinking about all of the struggles of how to get them connected to your actual like your company because all of that gets done. Now, I have a question. How are you guys tracking all of the data? Because I, for a long period of time, didn't realize that the data was important. I didn't know that knowing how many people were coming in as leads, knowing how many people were looking at my website was important. I didn't know that it was a thing that I should be tracking. So there's two tactics that I do with this. And these are free tactics that I think will be beneficial for you. So Google Analytics is something that everyone has access to. Everyone should be able to know how to set it up. Google Analytics is a space where you literally connect your business email. If you have a business email, you can use your regular email if you have it, and you can go through the process of actually seeing on your business website how many people are viewing it, where they're coming from, the location, what are the keywords they're searching for. All of those things can be set up inside of Google Analytics. I will have to have whole video and conversation about that separately, but that's a place where you should look into. It is a free system, and when you get very in detailed about Google Analytics, you're able to see the sex of the person that's visiting your site. You can see the age group, you can see the keywords, you can see the location of where they entered your website, and that's how you can track the overall data coming into your business. Now, the biggest thing about that is SEO, right? When you're building out your website, you want to think through the process of, am I actually giving enough information for people to find me easily? So that's why people have blogs on their websites or podcasts on their websites because they want to be able to pull people in who want to listen or find information on their profile. So Google Analytics, please do that if you have not already. And then the other thing that I do now that has been beneficial for me for the last year is tracking everything through Airtable. Airtable is kind of like the beefed up version of Excel. And the reason why Airtable has been a game changer for me is because I'm able to automate a process where I can add something so simple as the client name who signed up as a lead on a sheet, like a data sheet. And then I can add other details on that sheet. So I can say, oh, they came in for this service. And then they actually spent time to learn more about this service. And then you can do things like convert the actual percentage of how long it took them from start or inception to actually convert into a client. So all of that data builds up because you want to be able to see what makes the most sense and how you're being able to reach people. The great thing about Airtable that I like is that you can also track financials in there. So it's kind of like a very um, intimate space because you can track your finances, so you can do your accounting if you wanted to in there. You can track different types of data in there, and you have dashboards as well that you can be able to see everything on a holistic view. So I love, 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 love Airtable for those reasons. And then the last thing I want to touch point on is communication. How do we communicate with our clients each way? Now, I'm never actually calling my clients because I don't like that terminology. I call them those that I support. So the people that I support, we have to communicate successfully throughout the day. They want instant connection. So when I think about how can I reach people successfully throughout the day, I don't think about an email because emails can get very clustered. I'm sure that many of you have an inbox right now with either over 500 emails or probably over 10,000 emails because of the fact that you have a lot of subscriptions and a lot of things that come in every day. Everything from your client messages to subscription messages to daily reminders, things get clustered and lost in emails. So we use Slack. Slack has been a very helpful tool to keep up with everyone that we speak to. We use Slack to communicate about projects internally for the team. We also use Slack to communicate about daily items. So it could be me sending a reminder to a client to say, hey, I just wanted to send you an update on this task, or it's about me saying, hey, I just wanted to say thank you so much for being amazing. We just want to be able to keep a constant communication, and so Slack has been like for me. Okay, so here are the recaps because I love doing these 15-minute like push of lives so you guys can get information, and it will be on the page as well for you to recap. There is a great CRM that I use. It's Sweetbash, but I also use Moxie because Moxie, I like to just keep it very simple. But you have Sweetbash, which is very helpful for client portals. It also has its own built out for proposals, invoices, and other project tracking details. You have the client and project tracking or project management system, which is ClickUp. I use that specifically for project and task tracking, but I use it for team management as well, where they track their time. And then I use Wave Accounting for all of my transactions. I love to just keep up with all of my things. But one of the great thing is, oh, thank you, Rashida, for adding that she loves Slack because Slack is amazing. So I love Wave Accounting again because it's free, but it's also very great for you to be able to just track all the data that comes through your bank every day. And the key thing as well is it doesn't just track bank transactions, it tracks credit cards. Like people have credit cards in businesses. So you can track all the credit card transactions as well, and you can track multiple ones of those. And at the end of the year, when you have to deal with bookkeepers and tax professionals like Hope, you're able to send over a P&L, and that P&L can be very detailed to say what you spent your money on. Even marketing, you can categorize it and send it over. QuickBooks is also a great alternative. QuickBooks has the benefits of automation that I've seen in QuickBooks is by far amazing because it actually sends you a report of transactions that they've analyzed and say, "Hey, is this right? Can you just check it off for me?" And it just converts it to that category. So those are great tools. For communication, we use Slack. Slack is a great space to communicate with your clients. Instantly. I know people use Voxer as well. And then for human resources, for team onboarding, use Gusto because Gusto is the amazing space of just onboarding team members through a process that's very just efficient. I hope that was helpful. I know that this is short, but I like to keep it short and sweet because I always like to make sure that people get information quickly. We are all busy, so we're just taking 15 minutes out of our day just to have a conversation about free tools. If you have not already, I've dropped a very great resource. It's called the Business Operational Toolkit. I've dropped that inside of my website, and I want you guys to get it. It's completely free. I want you guys to be able to get all of the systems that you can, be able to give, your information. Just get the resources. I think, again, the resources are so free, but the convenience is what you technically want to pay for because you are a busy, multifaceted business owner. Thank you so much, Hope, for sharing that. I thank you for being on the live. I'm dropping in the place where you can get that now. And again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to send me a message directly and I'll be able to answer them because I love to share information as much as I can.